how do you go about processing that one?
I was processing it through the night. I mean, I think first things first. I mean, the Bulldogs were very, very good tonight. They were very slick with their hands. They had really good work rate. Somewhat ironically, in a big loss like that, some of the important things we needed to get done tonight, we actually did. Mackay and Norton, Setterfield, Bontempelli. If you'd said at the start of the night that we'd manage those two things, you'd think, well, that's a pretty good start. But I thought they were exceptional across the board in terms of team performance, and equally as good as they were, we were poor. And I think we had some, right at the start of the game, some opportunities missed going forward, but then I think they kicked their first 3 goals from broken tackles, and that was a bit of a theme for the night. I mean, tackling statistics, I think they came out roughly even, throughout the night. And our pressure numbers were very good, but probably as they should be, given we lost ground ball by 20 odd. But we tackled at 40%, they tackled at 70%, and even when we did tackle them, they were able to support the contest really well and get the ball out. So, that all compounds into numbers like 1,000 metres difference from stoppage, which obviously compounds into the inside 50 differential. So, there are sometimes it's things like that compound into a night like tonight. So, and again, our GPS numbers will be the highest they've been all year, because they always are when you're chasing and being beaten around the ball like we were. So, we're clearly a layer deeper than just, well, we were there to tackle and we pressured, but they were really, really good at absorbing that pressure, and that's clearly to their credit. And they convincingly beat us in that part of the game, and then that fed into the way the game looked after that.
Was it also your team's ability to absorb their pressure?
Yeah, I think it was stark contrast. They were able to absorb our pressure and keep the ball alive and flow the ball really well and put our defence under pressure, even though the defence held up reasonably well, given that metres differential I spoke about. And it was the opposite for us. We couldn't absorb their pressure and get the ball to the outside well enough and give our forwards a chance. So, our forwards were starving by the end of the night.
Is there a sense of powerlessness then when you're sitting up in the box? You're seeing all these ticks, but it's not going to plan out on the field.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly approach the margin is the margin, but we never went into a game-saving mode. Let's just get beaten by less. We tried to attack the game in the back half, and that cost us on rebound as well. When you're losing the contest and probably being outworked to the contest, and as I spoke about, when it became a one-on-one 4v4, 5v4 contest, they won it and got us on rebound. So, we definitely made the margin worse by trying to attack. But, I mean, at half-time, I'm not interested in trying to, hold up as best we could. We wanted to go back and really use it as an opportunity to play against a really good team and reset the scoreboard in our own mind and attack them. And we turn the ball over a lot trying to attack, and we have to tidy that part of the game up. But we're not interested, in the team we are right now of just trying to hold up, against good teams. We want to try and beat them, obviously. But there's obviously a gap between where they are right now and where we are. Even though I think we've taken some steps forward in the last 4 to 6 weeks, we clearly took a step back tonight. But we never lost sight of where we were at, ever. I mean, we've got a lot of steps forward to match it with the better teams in the competition.
And Essendon tonight can't be attributed to, I guess, you're one of the younger sides in the comp, they're probably in that sweet spot. How much of that sort of explains the way the game?
I don't want to use that as an excuse. They beat us around the ball. Their midfield on balance, and their midfield group beat our midfield group. Our forwards were doing a lot of chasing, and evidence. Bailey Dale has the ball, a lot, but almost 30 handball receives because they're winning the ball and giving it to him. So. We had a couple of plans for him. Clearly, both of them didn't work, and then we went to, play an even-numbered forward line and try and attack him, and that didn't work either. So, no, I just think it's a really good lesson for us that we need to be better with our with ball in hand and absorbing their pressure. And our pressure's generally been pretty good, but the pressure number is a bit of a furphy tonight.
Did Adams handball receives for Dale, do you treat his disposal count with so few contested possessions differently?
No, if I coached him, I'd want the ball in his hands. So he was a problem all night, and the matchups we had for him didn't work. But it's not that it's broader than that. I mean, when you're being beaten around the ball, and as I said, their ability to absorb our pressure and feed the ball to their teammates was very slick tonight. So while we've got a lot of work to do in that area, they were very good at that.
They're the best team in played this year.
Oh, I think tonight, I'd say that. Yeah, I think they've shown the last. I mean, we were well aware of their strengths, and as I said, it was a bit like sort of trying to keep the mice under the blanket there for a while, because if Bont didn't get you, Libba gets you, Richard gets you, Dale gets you. They're a good team, but that's where we aspire to be. And I make no apologies for trying to attack the game rather than just trying to hold up and not get beaten by a big margin. Now we got beaten by a bigger margin because we did that. But we've got to use this as an opportunity to practice against the best teams to bridge the gap to where we want to be.
Do you think the effort was still there after quarter time? So I guess it's easy to really drop off once it becomes apparent.
Yeah, I mean, everyone will have their view on that, but I'm not making it up. Our running numbers are as high as they've been this year. Our pressure was really high. Our tackle numbers were really high. It's the execution of those things that weren't at the level they needed to be. Thanks, guys.